It's time to continue with our Season 5 Stranger Things episode reviews, episode 3 and 4. So let's talk about them. So, in the last video, I talked about episodes 1 and 2, and I tried to do it in the least spoilery way possible. I give you a kind of a summary of how I felt with each episode and what they were trying to do with it, and, you know, I really enjoyed them. I really thought it was a really good way to start off the series. With episodes 3 and 4, we'll really get into the meat and potatoes of things, of where this season is going and what this season is building to. We obviously know it's building to a big showdown with Vecna in some way, but these two episodes in particular show how they're going to get there and where everybody is, including a little bit of a return. So let's talk about chapter 3, the Turnbow Trap. Like I said in my previous video, there's a character in this who she is a bit annoying and insufferable to me personally. Her character has changed and developed this way, where in the previous seasons, you know, it was kind of like, it's a given, and, you know, kind of the way she was acting it with a bit of naivety and arrogance, but in this one, it just seems really pig-headed, and I didn't really enjoy that kind of part of her character. I'm not going to say specifically who. Again, with another problem that was also in episode, or chapter 2, I always do that. Izzy's just pushed her way in. Hi, Izzy. Coming up. She doesn't want to come up. That I found there was an imbalance between the serious moments and the comedy moments, and I really kind of did find them a bit jarring sometimes. They kind of took some agency away of the more serious moments, in my opinion.
Not this time.
And unfortunately, I know that they're trying to put a lot in here and they're explaining new things. And with Stranger Things, sometimes things happen and they're trying to figure them out. But this one, because it is the final one and the final series, and they're trying to kind of put in this stuff that they really wanted, there does seem to be a lot of, well, this somehow happened moments. And they're not necessarily bad, but it feels like they could have done a bit better, and there's a lot of exposition in this episode in particular. There's a lot of explaining and back and forth. Because a character returns in a way that you might not expect, there has to be a lot of explanation of how it actually happened. And in previous seasons, they have handled it a bit better. They've handled it quicker and more visually, but this one, it's required a lot of talking, and it did slow the episode down a little bit.
Time's up.
It also feels like they're going for a more like modern fairy tale motif. I know when you watched it, they will also talk about a book, which is something they have done in the past. They will relate it to a pop culture thing so that they can all understand it, and it's easily explainable. But it also does feel like they are adding a lot of fairy tale references. That's not a bad thing. I'm really enjoying that motif. This episode, there's not much more I can say because it was a lot of explanation and filling in gaps. For me, I think it was probably a 7 out of 10, like the last one, because it did have some really good moments in it. I think the peaks and troughs were a little bigger in this one, but the peaks were really good compared to the troughs, so it's still a 7 out of 10 for me. Before we carry on, guys, if you can leave a like and subscribe, it's a little thing for you, but it really helps out the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Chapter 4, Sorcerer.
What the hell just happened?
I have no idea, but I love it!
So even more characters are introduced in this one. We've had a bunch of new characters introduced in these 4 episodes already, including Linda Hamilton's character and a couple of others. But we get another kid in this, and at first I did find them really annoying, but then they kind of redeemed it and it worked really well, and I really appreciate that. There is a subplot going on with this. There is a plot here that involves all of the children in the town. So it's gonna escalate, and it's escalating more and more. I'm not going to say why there is this plot, but it is a good device to kind of raise the stakes even further, including some things that happened in the previous episode that really are going to kind of raise the stakes for our main cast. One of the issues I'm having with these episodes is they're trying to drop these reveals and like big like moments when we know, and they take really long time to kind of drop the mic on some of these moments when you're like, we know, it's obvious, and you've even shown it in the marketing. So back up. Just do it better. Don't have to take this so long doing it. That was just me though. One good thing about this episode in particular is they really raised the horror back into it and really raised the stakes. There is a moment in this episode that is just, oh shit, this is bad. This is fucking bad for everybody involved. And then something else happens. Like I said, there's a lot of motifs in this. There's a fairy tale one. There is also being true to yourself one, which kind of is used in one aspect, but also relates to another, which is a kind of, it's a good thing. And it shows a character who has been underused actually coming back to shine, which I really loved, and I really appreciated the effort that went into this episode. They clearly wanted this episode to be a big deal, and I can see why the chapter or the volume 1 ends on this one. And from a filmmaking's perspective, this episode has a hell of a wanna. It's a really good sequence near the end of the episode or the chapter. I'm gonna do that every time. So yeah, I was really impressed by the technicality of this episode, as well as the storytelling and what was going on. And we even saw the another twist return of another character that I'm gonna say you probably won't guess who it is. I halfway through had a hint that maybe this would be happening because of what happened in a previous season, and they are back, and I'm kind of glad that they did this with the character. It explains a lot without having to say too much. Hopefully they won't over explain it in the future, but we have to wait and see. And that is my full review of the volume 1. This episode in particular, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. It was really well done. I really liked it. There was just a couple of things that made me just not think it was a 10 out of 10, but I'm guessing we might have a 10 out of 10 coming in the final episode, but hey, who knows? So guys, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe over here on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more news and reviews, and let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this volume and the episodes so far. I really do want to hear from you guys. But until the next time, guys. Oh, I also forgot, I've got a Patreon if you want to subscribe and help keep the lights on. It's only $2 a month. Until the next time, guys. Happy watching.